Hello peeps, friends and fans, and welcome to our channel Mama and Meadow. I'm Debbie, aka Mama, and this is my Russian rescue dog Meadow, who absolutely hates being on camera, so I have to clip her in anyway. This will be part of my Harvest Host weekly series. Today we are going to go to Pennsylvania. Now, these videos are from way in the beginning of time when I first started doing this a year and a half ago, at least the first one. What is Harvest Host, you ask? For those of you who are new here, it is a membership. You can go to a winery, a brewery, a distillery, a farm, a drive-in, museums, church parking lots, and they allow you to park in their parking lot overnight. And all they ask is that you go into their business and, buy something or do something or, spend money. Now, since I have joined over a year and a half ago, they added a lot of bonuses. It used to be a one and done. You went in, you bought some stuff, you stayed overnight, out you go, out the door you go. But now they added, some of them, not all of them, but some of them have added, you can stay 2 days, 3 days. I've stayed up to 5 days at some places. Many of them have electric hookup, some of them have water, and even some of them have dump stations. So you get a full hookup. Now they each have a different price range or what they do, but I've only spent like between $10 and $40 maybe for a full hookup, which I don't really need a full hookup. I'm happy with just the electric, but it's great. And like I said, for those of, there's wineries, breweries, and distilleries, and for those of us who don't want to become alcoholics, hello, although I probably could have been years ago, again, the museums. I love museums. There's, again, church parking lots, if you just need somewhere to park. Drive-ins. Actually, this is a t-shirt from one of the drive-ins that I was in last year in South Carolina, which there will be a full video on that because that's very cool. And what else? Oh, farms. As I've said, we've been to so many different farms, and Meadow has met I don't know how many different kinds of animals. Sheep and goats and all kinds of things. Horses, donkeys, cows, you name it. She's met them, and she's so good with them. She hates the camera, but fortunately she loves to travel. She's a great companion. I couldn't have asked for a better dog, which I'm going to do a video about that too, because she's just fantastic. So this particular video takes place in Pennsylvania, and it's going to be 2 locations. And I'm probably going to mutilate their names, but the first place was one of my very first Harvest Hosts, and it was in Indiana, Pennsylvania. And the name of it is, I'm going to probably ruin their name, Mystrysak Christmas Tree Farm and Greenhouse. It's a family-owned farm of trees, where you can cut and go and get your Christmas trees and what have you. There's a greenhouse. It wasn't particularly open when I was there because I was in like off season or something, I'm not sure. And they have a giant Christmas shop. She was nice enough to open it for me because I'm a Christmas freak. When I sold my house and everything else, the only thing I kept was my power tools, because I'm a power queen, my Christmas decorations, and my antiques. I actually have a whole shed just for my Christmas decorations and a whole shed just for my tools. So I love Christmas, and it was wonderful because she was such a great host, and her 3 little kids were there helping wrapping up the things and all the things that I bought. So definitely spent some money there. But it was a beautiful location where the greenhouse and the Christmas tree shop, whatever, and there, I don't know, there's something else, I guess the main place, there was a river or a creek that was going through it, and then across the street, up the hill, there was like, I don't know, acres and acres and hundreds and thousands of different kinds of Christmas trees. It was beautiful. And there were several places that you could have parked. I parked right in the parking lot, right by the Christmas, because it was flat, I was up the level, but you could have parked up the hill across the street in among the trees, but she said it was really dark. But I don't want to be near lights, if you know what I mean. I have to get up and walk the dog. I'll be killing myself, even though I have 14,000 flashlights in there. So that was really pretty and really nice. The second location, it was Main Street Moonshine. Of course, as I just told you, I didn't want to become an alcoholic, but hey. And that is in, I know I'm going to mutilate this name, Schuylkill, Pennsylvania. It looks like it's Schuylkill, but it's Schuylkill, something like that, Pennsylvania. Main Street Moonshine. I guess originally in 1905 it was a wool factory, I think that's what it was, and they built a distillery in it, so the distillery's in there. And that also, because I love, antiques. I love history and all that. So when you first walk in, you know, there's like all these little mail slots, like an old-fashioned mailbox kind of thing. The inside of the store itself has got a lot of antiques, and it's really decorated cute, so there's a lot of that. Then on the other side of the wall is a restaurant and bar. I didn't necessarily stay there. I did order food, you know, ate it in there with the dog. But again, decorated really nice, and got a couple of different flavors of moonshine, which was good. Got some raspberry and lemon. I don't know, I'll put some pictures up of what kind I got. I got the big ones and the little ones for gifts, which of course I wound up drinking myself, thank you. So that was also nice because it was historic, and the woman that ran that place was just so nice. And then I was able to park in the back of the parking lot. I think it's not a big parking lot, but found room for this to park at. So that will be this week's video from Pennsylvania with 2 little spots. So if you like this kind of video, which I'm going to be doing the weekly Harvest Host ones, with Boondockers Welcome, which I don't know, did I say with Boondockers Welcome? I have a package of Harvest Host and Boondockers Welcome, and Boondockers Welcome are fellow RVers that have, you know, a parking space, a driveway, a big farm where you're allowed to park, because they know how RVers just need someplace to stop overnight and don't need all the fancy stuff and just need to go sleep and move on. And a lot of those places, people are so nice that they didn't even charge anything, you know. I think one place they donated to her local church, but, you know, again, can't beat it. Can't beat it. Gotta love it. Well worth its weight in gold. And again, I will list the link to Harvest Host below. Don't get paid for this, but I do love my Harvest Host / Boondockers Welcome. And hopefully we'll see you next week. So if you want to see next week's video, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, woof onward, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Roll tape.